I mean, Joan I at least understood, but this is the hill you choose to die on? Welcome back to the action, folks. We are doing more previews of a map upcoming on land. That's right, this is Scandinavia that will make an appearance at Kings of the North. And we are here for another game between Corvinus and Sassy. Corvinus this time on Order of the Dragon. Sass, he's done this before. He's picked the English. In fact, so far, Sass has basically only picked English and Ayyubids on this map. Which, I'm just going to flag right now. Like, come on, dude. Like, civs that are definitely likely to get banned. Like, high pro civs. Those have to be up there. At least he hasn't gone for the Rus. We're never going to see the Rus here. Both players agreed that there's no point, right? Like, this is, by the way, this is an interesting thing. We've been having this discussion recently. Some people like, I don't think Rus is going to be that high pro of a ban. And then just, whether it's Lash versus Sass or Sass versus Corvinus, all of them agreed there is literally no point practicing Rus here. It will be banned. So for those that have not seen Scandinavia before, this is a map that essentially has that Holy Island-esque feel, except you have that on two sides of the map, which drastically changes the dynamics at play here. It means that you don't get these cheesy kind of rushes on someone's dock where you outpost or you bring English villagers and it's GG, because it's too much of a gamble. You don't know which side your opponent's going to dock on until it's too late to do something overly cheesy. And we will set up a new prediction. Let me go ahead and do that now. 1 minute, get your predictions in now. So let's talk about this matchup, because Order of the Dragon on a water map is not really something we get treated to often, considering that we very rarely get treated to Order of the Dragon. And then on top of that, there aren't really many water maps being selected right now in ranked rotation. There are some interesting ideas here. This is a civ that has got an insanely good gathering rate, right? Like, in some ways, they have a lot longer of a burn than HRE do, actually, because when HRE Arkan on a water map, there's kind of this pressure on them to win the game in 20 minutes, because otherwise you're no longer getting wood buff, right? You're out of range. Order of the Dragon don't really have that issue. You can go the Arkan for the extra buff, but even after that, you've got a 28% base rate increase, which is pretty insane on paper. I wonder if that's what Corvinus' thought here is as the game goes longer, if he can drag this out in the feudal and early castle, that's where he'll get the edge. For Sassy, see the win condition more towards how you get towards a clump on Navy, right? Like, something that usually gets slept on these days, because we just don't really see England as much on full water maps, let alone see them get that deep into their Navy, is Admiralty. Remember, Admiralty is the tech that gives you an extra +1 range on your Navy. If you end up in a big battle down here, let's say you're up to 10 plus ships each, Admiralty can be a game breaker. In fact, Admiralty is usually the reason why a lot of people will seek a way out of feudal age when playing against the English. Looks like the scout has revealed what's happening down here, so Corvinus now knows about the dock. We may have a bloodbath on our hands. So far, 5 fishing boats to 5. This is always one thing that feels a little bit rough with HRE or the Dragon, is like when you're adding all these fishing boats in, it is extra economy, but admittedly, it's not land economy, right? Where you've got that better gathering rate. Then again, with just how easily you're able to afford the wood, it's still an upside in your economy that allows you to typically be ahead of most civs. Look at this, Abbey of Kings against Minework. A little bit surprised by the lack of Arkan here. Minework, I think Corvinus' thought process is he wants to build maybe 1 or 2 men-at-arms and go into the enemy base. I don't feel it's that necessary, but, you know, Golden Cuirass is one hell of a drug, is what I'll say. It is a very, very powerful tech in the right situation. I'm just not entirely sure this is that situation. So, interesting question coming out from Gotcha McPhee. I don't understand why as English you don't just go to the middle of the deep sea fish. Your villagers have bows. Because the whole point of value in that move is that you block your opponent's fishing. So here's the problem with that, McPhee. I can tell you're the type of person that goes to a roulette table and puts it all on red or black. Because this is a map where your opponent could be on one side or the other. So if you blind punt out and you're wrong, you do admittedly have shoreline fish, but you now have exposed villages for the feudal age. And you also have an opponent who, while you've been walking without wheelbarrow, has been gathering efficiently at home with all their economy, right? That's why I really like this map, even against civs like English. English have ruined certain maps in the past. Like, you cannot play Cauldron if someone has English. It's bad. This is a much better designed map compared to that. So Abbey of King's up. King is finally coming out. Corvus in the meantime. This is pretty cool for this detail, right? Like, Steeled Arrow plus Undermesh can be a big difference maker when you get into these archer ship spams. So I'm wondering if that was the main priority for Corvinus, is you got to remember you're saving 150 wood from building a blacksmith's, and you're also not having to waste time building the blacksmiths. And on top of that, you're getting these techs 50% cheaper. Demo ship in the meantime. Sassy's getting a bit too cute here. Not going to work against the galley, so he's going to be pushed back. So opening strikes come out, and Corvinus getting a bit ahead. Sass also has a problem here. This second dog. Okay, this is disgusting from Corv. Wow, what a heavy hit. I mean, Sassy's going to retreat, but there's not much to work with back here, right? He's got 2 shoreline fish pretty far off from the dock. Life coming in. Corvinus. Weird choice here. He doesn't even try to back off. Instead, he's going to go deeper to get the fishing boats. And somehow, somewhere he gets out of range just in the nick of time of the galley. Meantime, King has been raiding. Outpost was forced. Corvinus has not lost a single villager for this, though. And I believe that is his scout garrisoned inside to provide a bit of protection. Sass. Okay, this is not how I want to see demo ships used. That is how I want to see them used. Big sinker. Woo-wee! Corvinus is on fire right now in this one. Sassy has got more eco to work with temporarily, right? He built a lot of fishing boats, but these numbers are deceptive, folks. One person's on deep water, the other is on shoreline. Big disadvantage for Sassy. King going in to his death. Oh my god! There we go. You know, we saw Akratoy attempted to do this the other day, and it looked bad. Just pick Order the Dragon. The villagers are tanky, and they come with more damage anyway. So King goes down. Corvinus may have lost a villager for that, but totally worth it. He's been on point with these withdrawals as well, right? Like, I feel like he's very good at just getting the injured galleys out. It's forcing Sassy to very frustratingly overextend. Does need to be a little bit careful with this Hulk now. Galley should probably be sacrificed to get rid of the demo ship here. And get Corv with the bait. New demos coming out in the meantime, and that could be a big hit, but nice reaction by Sassy. Gets away just in the nick. Now, Sass does have the east side all to himself, is one problem I do see for Corvinus. He's getting good trades here, but the reality is his opponent is going to have backup fishing. So I want to see something more from Corv. He's floating a lot of food right now. Dropping his stables and building like 2 horsemen would be pretty big here, considering those guys hit for 15 damage each. And Sassy won't have wheelbarrow, right? So I'd love to see something akin to that coming out of him, especially considering he's got the mine work, so Undermesh is insanely cheap. Does Corvinus view his win condition now? He's trying to brute force this water. Like, he has to know about the east side, though. There's no way that Sassy's still contesting you here with just shoreline fish on one side, right? So it's a little bit surprising he hasn't even tried to move out for a dock yet. And it's crazy, right? Because keeping this scout at home, I almost feel like Corvinus has forgotten he has the scout in the tower. Because you want to be getting info at this stage. There's no way you know everything your opponent is doing. Demo. Gonna get in. Big wallop here. Double Sprinkle should be able to take this down. Archer ship's gonna be pulled. What? Corvinus backs off. And still, no info. And no, he's not dead. As you said, the scout is in the tower. Like, he garrisoned it early to deal with the king for extra damage. Yeah, he just realized. There's no way you intend to keep your scout in here the whole time, right? Like, that feels very wasteful because you're playing a game blind at that stage, which never feels good. Trade outs coming in. Nice demo. Sassy overextending again. Every time he just approaches this, it's to his downfall, right? It's actually the thing that's keeping Corvinus in reasonable contention, despite the fact that Sassy has fishing on the other side. And now, speaking of the fishing down here, there's not really much left for them. Demo going in as well is big. It's going to get the wallop, and it's going to get the clear up. So all fishing removed from the south side. Sassy can keep investing here to keep Corvinus bogged down. He has got fishing on the eastern flank and has also got the king back to do flanking of his own. Finally, Corvinus goes for that stables play, but I can't help but feel this is a bit late. Had he done this 2 minutes ago, crazily different game. Now Sassy already having Lombos in position to try and slow this down. In fact, Corv, yeah, he has to pull additional villagers, otherwise he's going to start losing them. Don't wait. Wait, what? No, both of you, what the I'm not paying attention. Neither am I. That may be one of the dumbest exchanges I've ever seen. Of water. Oh my god, he legit just parks them up next to it. No reaction whatsoever. There was literally a German captain holding a giant candle over, waving at the demo ship captain going, you want, hey, here, here's a fuse. Corv now with the horseman. Is at least stripping back a few of these Lombos. Has now got Gilded Archers coming out. Interesting choice. Sassy, he did actually drop the campfire, so sees everything in the area. Don't really see that too often here. Lombos are going to trade out the Gilded Archers, but the Horseman's a problem here. Sassy needs Spearmen. They're on the way now, but they are heavily delayed. You know, it's actually kind of weird. Corvinus is starting to look like he might win this. Which is very weird considering how much he had to invest to get the south side, and that Sassy got the east side for free, right? I should just call them west and south and east, right? But like, it's wild to me that Sassy had all this fishing over here. He should be out of control in this game. But I really like Corvinus' comp here. Horseman plus the Gilded Archers is really strong. And he has got the Blacksmith's advantage. Like, the biggest mistake I'd actually throw at Sassy here is he doesn't have Blacksmith decks at all. And it doesn't look like he's ever going to get them. Which worries me, because that means Gilded Archers can just destroy men-at-arms. Remember, this is a 7 damage unit now. Like, they have the same base damage as Lombos, but there's a big difference. Lombos every 1.62 seconds. These guys attack every second. Blacksmith's now coming in, finally. Little raid groups are being shut down. I'd actually love to see Corvinus get aggressive now. He's got a pretty sizable army, pretty threatening one right now. Like, if he barrels at Sassy, Sass doesn't really have a great defense strategy right now. The aura can kind of be helpful, but it has its limitations. Sass did at least go for the second dock, so we've got a lot more fishy coming out. Actually, I love that he's just using the villager on the deer. I mean, it's kind of weird because I think Shulline's going to be better there, right? But maybe you'll eventually want that as well. Can Sassy win this fight? It's not exactly as scary of an army as you'd think. Admittedly, Corvinus doesn't have that much on land, though. He needs to buy a little bit more time. More horsemen now being queued up, and we've got Raxes now being added in. Now, this is where it does get interesting, because remember, he went mine work, and he is indeed doing. He's queuing up Golden Cuirass. Gilded Archers in the meantime, going for the trade. Spearman being targeted down. Only 4 of them left here, which means you need to leave. Sassy at risk. Horsemen go in. Big mistakes made as he commits into the fight. Spearman count only down to 2 left over. Gilded Archers will be able to finish them off. At which stage the Horsemen should reign supreme. Oh, Sassy, not like this. A little bit of weird pathing out from the Horsemen. That's going to be a mop-up of all Lombos. Still a few Gilded Archers left over. And the villager pulled by Sassy. He was going for an outpost. Gets caught right in the middle of it. Looks like the Horsemen are going to get mopped up. Gilded Archers need to tuck down these villagers ASAP. And I'm not sure why they were getting plus health when they were being attacked. What just happened here? Wait, am I imagining things, or did those Horsemen just keep running around in circles? Because I legit feel like I just watched them waste half of their time running instead of attacking. Unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. He just got screwed by pathfinding. That fight, I was so confident I called it ahead of time. I was like, yep, no, this is going to be a mop-up. No way the Horsemen screw up here. part of it was Sassy putting the men-at-arms in the way, but part of it genuinely was just those horsemen scramble-braining around. Unbelievable. Sassy are now about to get a huge advantage if this outpost goes up. Horsemen dive into the back again. Men-at-arms are now out for the party. But the outpost is going to be up. King will look to garrison inside. Corvinus did prep siege engineering, so he can get a quick ram to deal with this. He's going to need to. I don't think you really want to be stuck trying to torch this down. Then again, you do have men-at-arms, so it wouldn't be the worst idea possible. The horseman in the meantime. Dude, it's like a dog that's heard the word fetch. It's like, ah, where's the Lombos? Now, weirdly enough, Corvinus is actually winning this fight quite convincingly. The men-at-arms on the side are not holding up against their gilded variety, even with the attack speed aura. I mean, it's the effective HP, right? 20% less damage taken is a big reduction in these fights. And now the ram being prepped. Sassy. I actually think he's slipping away from this. King is going to have to retreat. He's bailing. Nice little strike from that final men-at-arms to take out the horseman so he can't pursue. But now when I look at the upcoming minutes of this, like Sassy, he's doubling down on Lombos. If Corvinus just goes Gilded Archers and men-at-arms, I don't think the English can match that. You'd have to have a pretty substantial economy lead, and you just don't in this game, right? Both of you have fishing fully on one side each, but then you're talking about Order of the Dragon villages with a 28% base rate increase. That's pretty absurd, right? Like when we look at the raw count on land, 44. Let's just say 25%. Let's keep it simple. You add an extra 11 in there, all of a sudden Corvinus is ahead. And yeah, we don't talk about the wood gathering. I mean, he could switch quite easily at this stage. And it would probably be a good idea. It would keep you further away from aggro. Sassy, in the meantime, is sneaking out with more outposts. Corvinus now marching cross-map. Is he going for the dogs? Because that's kind of wild. And what makes it even wilder is Sass doesn't seem to expect it because he doesn't actually have any real significant military influence here, right? He's got one galley and nothing else. And I don't think he's going to have more than that because he's getting ready for a tech up. Oh my god, this is so well played by Corvinus. So he's prepping a tech up himself while also taking out the food. And this is even worse now because of this. Sassy has to go White Tower. A, he's on a water map. He already has extra eco. B, he thinks that he's being rushed by a bunch of men-at-arms and archers. And why wouldn't he after what just happened in the base of Corvinus? Movement in. Men-at-arms, the torches out. Rams shuffling on in. There is a lot of boats out here. There is a lot of docks, but not for long. Gilded Archers with this attack speed, just mopping it all up. And Sassy now sneaking a dock of his own. Corvinus a little bit late to see this. He's going to have to waste some effort on this. Corv. Wait, Corvinus, just please kill the galley. For the love of God. There we go, he realizes it. It's a quick dispatch to that enemy. Rams are moving away though. Corvinus, does he not realize there's more docks? I don't think he does. No scout out here, right? He only just moved in range to that one, but he's already moving south side. Men-at-arms going for the clash before the upgrades come through. And Corvinus now ready for his own upgrade as well. This should be Regnitz. I don't know what these villages are up to. Finding relevance somewhere. Regnitz now on the way. Corvinus starting to dive into the base. Attack speed aura should allow Sass to defend this. Might cost him though. I mean, the men-at-arms aren't actually dying insanely fast because the veterancy still isn't in for the Lombos. Instead, it looks like Sassy just pivots straight into crossbows. Sass going to force a retreat. Now, this is actually really good news for Corvinus because if his opponent's going to go majority ranged, all you have to do now is get Gilded Armor, right? The Dragon Scale Armor, or Scale Armor as it's called nowadays, literally will just give you all the protection you need, right? +3 ranged against both these units. It's a GG. King and Knights in the meantime are going to hunt. New Age begins, upgrades are queued, and there it is. Immediately into the upgraded archers with the armor. And yeah, I think what happened there is Corvinus didn't realize just how many docks there were. He was already pulling the army south when he saw this dock, and then he never saw this dock at all. All because he doesn't have a scout. Like, this is why I tell people scouts are so damn important. The value that you get, like, you always have to remember, it's very easy for us to say, oh, what a noob, didn't see that. I would have seen that. I saw that right now when I was watching the game. Yeah, it's because we don't have this vision, right? Like, we see everything. God vision is a powerful drug. Relics now being picked up. Sass is going to try to march for them as well. Corvinus, is he going to send the rams to the docks and then send the army forward? Because you need to. You can't let English get 4 relics here. It's a death sentence. Because that means you're getting late game without better economy. Starting to march in. Siege Workshop now on the way. Relic was being pulled to the front side. That's going to be cancelled though. E-repair should be available here, but no, he's missing the Siege Workshop. He needs to rebuild it. And it's not going to go up in time, so he won't have the E-repairs if some serious damage comes in. Not that it's going to, because it's mainly just ranged units. But there's that ranged armor. +4 ranged defense here. Could be big, but the men-at-arms have to be ignored for it. Trade out continues. Crossbow count is going down, and it looks like Corvinus is going to hold. Behind this, however, Sassy should be able to collect the mid-map relics. Outpost crawl begins. King goes down. Villagers are going to get sniped, so Sassy will not get the aura. I don't think you can fight without that aura. I think it's a mistake even standing here. The problem is the Gilded Archers are quicker than you, right? So you can't run away. Oh, man, and he's not going to get the relic in the center either, so denied there. This is too much firepower right now. Sassy is slowly losing this game. Outpost cancelled. Now he has to retreat. More men-at-arms at least on the way. Network of citadels as well, but I'm afraid this is now starting to look like at least 3 relics for the Order of the Dragon. One of these relics is literally right next to a dock. All he needs to do is walk over, drop it in the dock. Free money. I wonder if he'll remember that, actually, because most players forget about that with the Order of the Dragon and HRE. There was a very good reason, by the way. Like, the reason why you don't see many people dropping relics in the docks anymore is because it was bugged originally where I think it would make the relics disappear or something in the early days. So people just didn't do it. Wait, why do you guys doubt that golden swords will be useful in combat? We are not Minecraft, okay? Gold being resecured, and we have a calming moment in the game. Which lets us kind of assess the win conditions now. How they've pivoted and what their goals are. I think Corvinus should be looking to strike in Castle Age. Sassy looks a lot better if he can reach Imp. English are pretty good against Order of the Dragon because Order of the Dragon's final level of comp is to go hand cannoneers, right? And hand cannoneers suck against Lombos. No matter what civ you are. It's why actually, if you're in late game, Rus versus English, if it wasn't for the fact that Rus had the banded arms on the Springalds, they'd lose, right? Because Lombos versus Streltsy, Lombos win. The only reason Lombos can't win is because the Rus tend to spam Horsemen and Mangoes to shut you down, right? They should just replace Order of the Dragon Archon with Abbey of Kings. That's kind of interesting. We were talking about the idea of getting healing earlier. That could be an intriguing way of doing it. Speaking of the king. Having a little bit of fun with Dragon Villagers. No textiles either. Doesn't matter though, can't get the kill quick enough. The men-at-arms sneaking is on the way. However, look at the vision. I still maintain that this is broken. This relic sees so much. Right, like this relic vision is extending out to here. Because when you add it into an outpost, it increases sight range by 25%. Doesn't sound like a lot until you realize just how much vision outposts have anyway. Interesting ram position here. Dive comes in with the men-at-arms. Villagers in a little bit of trouble. Corvinus needs to get the army up and over here, but instead, the army's going in on the dock, so he's stripping away the food, but he's sacrificing land eco. A few men-at-arms are spawning out. Springal defense should also work out for him. Meanwhile, elsewhere, the men-at-arms got baited in. There is a ram at least hitting into the docks now. Elsewhere, we have got the final split. It's a 3-2 relic split in favor of Corvinus. And yes, I've seen the deli tech with the lookout towers. The difference there is it's not an inherent thing. You have to build a landmark to get it, right? If you're playing H or E, that's just a default passive thing. Relic gets dropped, Relic gives perks. Crossbow line here. Gilded Archers need to start diving in. It's so hard to use the Gilded Archers right when you're up against armor clad like this. It's 8 armor and you do 10 damage. Longbows getting a little bit overzealous here, diving to deal with the crossbows though. Lot being taken out. And another good fight for Korv. This game is slipping away from Sassy in the weirdest of ways, right? Like, it's not economy. Economy's not terrible, but the military difference is the world here. And now the eco has joined it. The fishing only has 1 dock to return to. Even if that dock stays up, you've now lost a lot of efficiency heading over. He's trying to mirror the same, though. Final dock is going to go down. Corvinus is also going to have to address this same threat. Corvinus up to 15 crossbows. Kind of wild, right? Like, Sassy got baited completely off of longbows because of the Gilded Archers. And now it feels too late to go back to them. Might have to. More ground being lost. Rams are shuffling in. And we have got a redrop on the dock on the way. This is a death spiral. Sass, I just don't see the level of production that would ever recover this game. The Rams guarantee it, right? Because 4 Rams is enough to take out a White Tower and make your life a living hell. Villagers just trying to get the outpost up, but they're going to fail. I don't even know why you want this outpost anymore. GG is called. Order of the Dragon looking pretty spicy in the hands of our favorite Hungarian.